Okay, good morning. Welcome to Boomer's Banquet. This is what day is today? 17th of October edition. And last week we featured the crazy guys of WKC. One of them is back here. He insisted on being back, even if he's broadcasting all the way from Balesin Island in Quezon. Anyway, my
Sarap
name is
naman.
George. I've got Bob Novales, Teddy Pereña, the usual culprits here. And today we are featuring what we call the voices behind or the faces behind the voices. See? Ika nga nung I remember Citibank Vice President asked when I spoke with her on the phone one time, tinanong niya doon sa kaibigan ko, does the face fit the voice?
Oo.
Now, now, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna know if the face fits the voice. Let's start off with last week's guest, Hillbilly Willy. Willy, say hello to everyone.
Howdy doody! Welcome to my favorite paradise in Balesin Island. It's a big island with 7 countries, and it's good to be here. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to George and Teddy and Bob for letting me join despite my distance from the metropolis. Pero
Oh,
it's really good to be back. It's good to be back.
yeah, it's
Howdy,
gonna
gentlemen.
be fun with you. Willy, what particular shows did you voice over during the what 60s ba?
Hindi naman.
Show
80s.
show ba ni Ro?
80s, pare. 80s yun.
Uh,
80s yun.
hindi
Late,
show ni
late.
Ronald Remy.
Hindi naman. Ano yun? Spinowin, actually. It started about
Pinawin.
80, 1979, 80. And then meron yung game na game. Game na game. Tapos, and I was also fortunate to host the very first MTV show live on Channel 4 with producer and director Heidi Season. And I had
Oh, okay.
three co-hosts with me who changed every month. I had Angeli Pangilinan, Jam Morales, and Ida Ramos. Now, yeah.
Mga
They
nakakabata sa'yo yun, really. Sobra naman bata ng tatlong.
contemporaries, pare, contemporaries.
Okay.
It's good to be back. Pero I was also able to go on camera sa what do you call this, Spinowin, and I had a rap segment show sponsored by Coca-Cola. And once in a while, Janya would put me in on camera to everybody's disappointment.
To everybody's consternation, right? Okay, thank you, Willie.
Yes.
Another personality. We could call him a personality. He's well respected. As a matter of fact, from broadcast and voiceovers, he's now into sports. We're talking about the Secretary General of the Amateur Boxing Association of the Philippines, Ed Picson. Ed, good morning. Are tulog pa. Oh.
Ed?
I can't hear
He
it.
can't hear us for now.
Dandan
Oh,
ka,
okay.
baka ma-knockout ka.
Oh,
We'll get back to
No.
Ed.
I can't hear it.
Nothing.
it's not on mute or whatever.
Hindi naman.
Oh, sige. We'll
Wala
go
eh.
back
Wala.
to Ed.
Wala akong marinig.
Okay, we'll go back to Ed as
Hello?
soon as he fixes.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you, but
Baka nandiyan na si Howard, sinabotahe ko. Wala akong marinig. Sorry, I can't hear you guys.
Okay.
Maybe I'll leave first and then I'll try to come back, okay?
yeah, okay, sige. Another personality, we're so glad and fortunate to have him here because he's out of the country actually, just like Willie. Willie's in Balesin. Al is in Vancouver, in British Columbia. Al Torres of GMA. Al, good evening there.
Good morning, everybody. Good evening here, Vancouver. I'm glad to be here to see these old friends.
Old friends.
Just for a weather report, it's cold.
Mhm. Al, thank you very much for joining us. As Howard would put it, buti na nahila mo si Al, no? Well, I'm sure he won't say no to me. Inaanak niya yung panganay ko, eh. No? Al is the godfather of my eldest daughter. So thank you very much for accommodating us, Al. We'll be getting into your background and whatever stories you have a little later on. Of course, we have another person who's very close to us. As a matter of fact, I had a chance to work with him before, and who doesn't know or who doesn't recognize the voice of ABS-CBN, Peter Musñgi.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wow. George,
Yeah.
maraming salamat. Oo, Bob, thank you for inviting me. Oo,
Thank you, boss.
nung makita ko yung lineup, medyo nagitla ako eh. Sabi ko, wow, mabigatin itong mga voiceovers na to. Lupit nito. Tapos nung makita ko yung title sa FB ni Teddy, Boomer's Banquet. Oh my God, I belong to the Boomers na. di ba kasi ganun yung natin, mentality natin mga DJ, di ba? Tugtog ng mga ng mga hit songs. You don't really notice that time passing you by, di ba? And then you wake up one morning, oh my God, I'm over 30 already. But it's nice to be here. Nice to be here, George, and Bob and Teddy. I'm glad to be looking at Al again. And Willy, just alam mo, between all of us, lahat yata frequency sa Metro Manila na pagtrabahuhan na natin eh.
Totoo yun, ha? Totoo. AM at FM yan.
Oo, AM and FM.
Shortwave. Ed, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay
Okay
na.
na.
Ayun.
Ayun, hi Ed.
Thank you.
Okay, let's give Ed the intro thing. Ed,
Okay, Ed. Say hello.
Teka, the face behind the voice, di ba? Teka.
Yeah.
Ayan.
Mahirap na eh. Nakita niyo ba yan?
Uy, good guys.
Good guys.
Diba?
What happened to your Facebook?
WWK ba yan, Ed? Yun.
WK.
Wow.
WK Good Guys. That was the station that we had back in the 80s. Tapos nagkaroon kami ng Facebook page. Tapos hinak kami. And it jumped.
Si Howard siguro nag-hack.
Speaking of Howard.
Ayan na.
Ayan.
Quiet na lahat.
Against the light. Against the light pa yan.
Contra luz ka, boy.
Pare, kontra talaga. Kontra pati sa luz. Kontra talaga.
Pag nag-headphones siya, mag-motivate na yan.
Oo.
Ayan na.
Ed, sabotahin na.
Yeah. Sabi sa iyo. Itbulaga.
Itbulag.
Ano, Howard? Naririnig mo kami?
Sineset pa niya yung kanyang mga basmayor.
Bas mayon.
May spotlight, pare. May spotlight.
Tinamat.
Howard, pindutin mo yung Control Alt Del.
Ulul. Oy, on the air ka na. Huwag ka bumura.
On the air tayo.
Nasira ka. Nagdo ko kasi yung...
Wala.
Oh, yeah.
Marunong ba magsalita ito? Ayun! Nasuot din. Ayan, mag-modulate. Teka, tahimik lahat.
Sound check. Sound. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Boses cake.
1, 2, 2, 2.
Boses cake ka, Howard.
Sorry, guys. Sorry guys. I had to
Lakasan mo yung...
Namatay yung miss kong isa eh. So I had to move to another place.
Oh.
Ang daming bahay kasi.
Grabe
Saan ka ba umuwi ngayon, Howard?
Saan talaga yan?
Di ba yung I'm in a compound, so I had to move to the other side kasi namatay yung mesh ko sa kabila eh.
Namatay yung ano?
Yung alin, ang
Wi-Fi
namatay?
Ano yung
Yung buro niya.
Bagal dun eh.
Ah.
Nag-P3 Mbps lang eh. Lumipat ako dito sa kabila.
Jump for.
Four.
4 na ngayon, 4.
4.5.
4 na.
4 Mbps.
Pucha,
Mama,
parang distance learning lang ito ah.
good morning ka muna, Howard. Para sa
Good morning,
kapakanan ng lahat.
everybody. Good morning, everybody.
Matanghina
Ah.
ng ano mo.
Oo nga,
Hina
lakasan
ng
mo naman
boses
yung
mo.
volume. Parang hindi ka voiceover eh.
It's nice to be with
nasa likod.
It's nice to be with the old guys.
Oh,
Sama.
Pangalawa ka ng old guys, ha?
alam mo junior.
Hindi. Totoo naman yung sinasabi ni Howard. Old guys tayo. Siya yung eldest eh.
Agree.
Diba?
The Ed Picson should be about 72.
Naku. that would make you 79.
Oh.
Why are you in a mask, Mr. Picson?
Kasi inaano daw the face behind the voice.
Oh.
Ayaw ko magpakita, di ba?
Ngayon, nagkabistuhan. Biglang bumaba yung viewership natin nung nakita yung mga mukha natin.
Oh, kayo lang. Ako nakama.
Maybe this,
Si Willy nakamask na rin, tsaka si Teddy.
I hope this helps.
Hindi, ako pinaplug ko lang. Pinaplug ko lang yung ating title.
Oh,
Boomers. Meron kayo nito lahat. Papadalang kayo ni Bob.
Oh.
Yun.
Yun.
Ayun.
Galing sa Design Makati. Tsaka
Yeah,
siya nga pala, reminder lang, ako hindi voiceover. Voice under lang.
Yeah. And he hires voiceover. Oh. Ayun.
Siya
Oo
yung
nga pala,
kumukontrata eh.
ipapadala sa inyo ni Ted yung mga masks, no? Yung payment sa GCash na lang
Pero
Maya
dadaan tayo kay Brad Pitt, di ba, Ted? Libre pagka pick up. Free pick up.
lang yan, no? Okay, teka, umpisa na natin to. Let's start off with probably the youngest, no, among us, si Al. Also, he doesn't
No.
look.
I object.
The farthest na lang, pare. The farthest.
The farthest. Al, tell us, how did you start in this crazy business of ours?
Oh, I don't know if you guys know Raymond Miranda.
Raymond Miranda. Okay.
Some of you may know he was SVP in merchandising or VP in merchandising back in 92 or 93. So he was the one who asked me to do it. I said no. But he pushed and pushed and pushed. And I said, okay, sige, for the meantime, until you can get somebody to replace me, okay. That was 1992. It is now 2012.
Wala pa nakita. Si Raymond nga, nasa amin na sa ABS.
Si Raymond nasa ABS, yes.
Wala nang pinalit sa iyo.
Wala na.
Can you imagine? Ito nga yung talaga nakakatuwa rin, because he was here. He was still here, right? And then now Al is in Canada. He still voices for GMA. How could that be fair to the other aspiring voiceovers in the Philippines? Hindi ba?
Teka muna. Question. Aspiring ba yun o expiring?
Expiring.
Okay.
So, hanggang ngayon, and you don't have any plans to give that up?
No, because it pays my bills.
It pays your bills, obviously, no?
Mukhang ina-ambition mo, George. Mukhang
Actually, trabaho ko dati yun.
Tama.
Sa GMA.
Tama.
Ay, nako. Okay, what about si Hill? Paano, you were in radio, you were in BL. How did you work with Ronald Remy?
Hindi. Sorry, but I never got to work with Ronald Remy.
Oh, okay.
I got a phone
Yeah.
call just from Jan Yang. Hindi, kay Jan Yang, with Channel 9, RPN 9. And then through Mitos, direct Mitos Villarreal. Ayun. And then after that, Mitos had other shows like yung game ka na, what was that? Game na game? Game ka na ba? Or, I forget. And then, yun. And then I was offered to MC a live, no, it was a taped MTV show in the mid-80s. MTVs were new at that time, and it was a 1-hour program of showing MTVs from Michael Jackson to Rick Springfield, ganon. And then, like I said, I had three co-hosts during the entire season of that MTV series. Yes, and it was I had Angeli Pangilinan for a month or two, and then Jan Morales for a month or two as my co-host, and then Ida Ramos also. Yes, that was on Channel 4 for a while. But I was known primarily for Spin a Win with Janya on Channel 9.
Yeah, you were the voice of Spin a Win, no?
Yes.
Parang ano yan eh. Kung baga sa kay Inday Badiday, si Noli De Castro.
Yeah.
Si Ed Picson din, di ba? Inday Badiday din si Ed yata.
Yeah,
Tama ba, Ed?
What about you?
Nagsasub lang ako para kay Noli. And sometimes sub for him.
And where did you get started, Ed?
Well, it was actually Susan Trinidad, if you remember her. Well, she's still around. She's still active in the industry somewhat. I was working then doon sa WK. No? I think it was 1980, 79. She was the executive producer of Ang Bagong Kampiyon. With Bert Marcelo and
Pilita.
So since Susan and her husband John Joe are good friends of mine, tinanong niya ako, sabi niya, can you do voiceover? Sabi ko, what do you think? Di ba? So nagsunod-sunod na yun. Then came Vilma, then came other shows sa KBS, sa Broadcast City, in BBC, in RPN, in IBC. Nakuha ko lahat yun eh. Tapos nasilip ni Howard. Hindi ko pa pinagsasabi yun dahil ang laki ng talent nun. Tumataginting na 150. 150 nun. Per hour. Tapos nakuha ko yung daily na big show.
The big show.
The big show. The big show was yung 1960s.
Si Howard. Doon si Howard sa The Big Show.
Si Howard. By the way, you were talking about Ronald Remy's show. Yung ano yun eh. Rhoda and Me.
Rhoda and Me.
Alam niyo kung sino voiceover doon?
Sino?
Si Brother Wayne.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow. Yun ang katoto ni Howard.
Pero hindi siya si Rhoda.
Siya si Rhoda.
Siya rin si Rhoda. Okay.
Yun.
Galing, ano?
Anyway.
Pero Ed, ang hindi ka nasulot, pero ang hindi ka nasulot si Ed Picson, doon sa role niya sa John and Marcia. Tama ba, Sir Ed?
Are, binura ko na lahat yun. May nakalusot ka ba?
Saka yung Ted, yung Plaza 1899, nandun din siya. Siya may papasabugin palagi na
Yun na
Teka. Voiceover na nag-usapan. Kanyanan. Sabotahe naman yun eh.
Okay.
Speaking of sabotahe.
Sunod na yun. Hanggang sa tumawid na ako sa Ball Avenue, Channel 4 pa yon, yung kay Alma Moreno, yung kay Maricel Soriano, yung kay Sharon at saka kay Helen Gamboa, yung cute. Pangalan cute. Call Us 2 for Entertainment. Yun. Tapos several others, no? So
pati Tonight with Dick and Carney.
Yes.
Tonight with Dick and Carney was with GMA. So,
Ano? ABS.
sorry, yeah, ABS. Iba pa yung kay Dick. Si Dick had his own show to GMA. I don't recall what the title of that show was. Hindi naman Dick and Jane. Anyway, but
Short Dick
one
Man.
of
Ganun.
so it was very good, no? Especially at the time when WK, our radio station, closed down. That kept me afloat, yung voiceover gigs, no? And I was lucky na I got into all the networks at that time. Yun.
Ayun, until Howard came along. Howard.
Napilit ni Howard.
Ayun.
Pangalan mo talaga Pepito sa Camp Aguinaldo. Nakulong ka ba doon?
Paano mo nalaman?
Johnny Flojo says hello. He was your neighbor.
Wow. Since 1956 to 1971. Who was my neighbor?
Johnny Flojo.
I'm sorry. I said, who? Who is Flojo?
That's Johnny. Johnny Flojo.
Oh,
Was
Johnny,
our neighbor
yeah, okay.
in Camp.
Yeah, okay.
You said 1956 yun?
No, I lived in Aguinaldo from 56. Yes, true. I lived in 56 in Aguinaldo from 1956 to 69.
I see. What were you? Caddy or something?
No, I was a guard at the gate.
Teka, Howard. You were the basis of the Bits and Pieces, the iconic band of the early 60s. Tapos you became a voiceover also. How did you land that Itbulaga gig?
Bert De Leon, I was actually voicing for Channel 9 for RPN with Edwin Vargas. And then Peter was doing BBC then at that time. And then Bert De Leon called me up and brought me over to Bulaga because he was joining Bulaga in 79. No, in 82, I'm sorry, in 82. So, before
Oops.
that,
Nagchachapi.
I'm sorry. Naku, muna.
Yun.
I have
Ayos
to...
na ulit.
Howard, naka-dos pa eh. Dos pa yata.
Mga 2 Mbps ka na.
Why?
Akit ka kaya sa bubok?
Hindi, baka yung link, baka ginagamit. Baka nakabukas.
May party line? Internet may party.
I'm working. Hindi, maraming...
May nag-iigib ng tubig sa tabi.
Multi ang gumagamit ito, yung apo ko, yung anak ko.
Pabili muna ng patis para...
Anyway.
So, Bert De Leon called you up and asked you to join Eat Bulaga also. Ganun nangyari.
We joined at the same time, 1979.
And then you had an MTV show, di ba?
May delay ba ako?
Mga 2 years lang.
Yes, I had two. I had one. I had one in. I was the first jock na makapalang mukha that put up an MTV show in 1981 or 82 on BBC Two, lunchtime from Monday to Friday. So, and then somebody called me up. The owner of White Castle,
Senior moment na.
another music video show.
Limpe yun, di ba?
Oh, si Julius Limpe. Oh, he talked to me about that.
Paalala nyo kay Howard yung mga fill in the blanks. Turuan nyo.
Howard, oh. Okay ka na, Howard?
Long tall.
Long tall, eh. Okay. After
It's
Howard,
the
of course,
long tall.
yun ang
Oy,
boses ni
Ako na lang na.
Peter Rabbit at Peter Musñgi. Okay, Peter, history.
Naku
Yung CV mo. Oo.
Diyos ko po, Lord Alan Velasco. Alam nyo, nagsimula ito nung nagsimula ang aking journey nung mawala ang payola.
Ano yun? Ano yun? Ano yun?
Sino yun?
Grabe, no? And silence ensued. Hindi, pero di ba? Naalala niyo ba yung mga panahon na yun na wala naman ako doon nagbebentahan ng mga DJs ng mga, uy, gusto mong bumili ng ng rep, electric fan, di ba? Talaga para yung pandemic nating mga DJs noon Anyway, yun ang nag-untog sa akin na sabi ko mukhang delikading ito. Remember that I was also part of DZYK-FM in 1972. Tapos sinara ng martial law, di ba?
You were with YK? You 101.9?
Yes. Yes. I was there as a matter of fact nung isinara yan, di ba September 21, September 23 actually yun that was supposed to be my first talent fee. Kaya nagmamakaawa ako nung napapasukin ako dahil hindi ko naman alam talaga na sinara na talaga. Sabi ko doon sa Marine na nag-guard nung gate, sabi ko, meron po akong programa, 3:00, kailangan ko pumasok. Sabi niya, hindi, wala ka ng programa. sabi ko, yung sweldo man lang po makuha for my first ever. Sabi ko, yung sweldo man lang po, baka pwede. Hindi nga, wala na nga. Sarado na nga kayo. Ayun,
saka pa.
So, anyway, mabuti na lang I was a working student then kaya medyo okay lang naman, pero nung nangyari yung payola, talagang lintik ang pagkakauntog. Sabi ko hindi pwede itong hindi pala pwede yung pa DJ lang. Oo. I mean, hindi na pwede yung hi. Hello, Angel. Hindi pala pwede yung mga pinagagagawa ni Brother Wayne Enahe. So, what happened was, the very first, I think, voiceover I did was with PPCI, a block timer sa Channel 13. So I was, where was this? I was in XQ, I think, at that time. Tapos, takbo sa PCCI sa Makati para mag-voice over. And then after that, takbo sa ano ba yun? Yung Quadrasonic. You remember that? Sa Mareco?
WLM.
WLM.
Yes.
Dalawa yung mikropono para stereo.
SQFM.
Yeah.
SQ.
Oy, hindi hello. George, Quadrasonic.
Yun na nga
Naalala niyo pa yun?
Grabe yung Quadrasonic.
Yes, hindi lang stereo, Quadrasonic. Yung talent fee namin is 1/4 of the going rate. I was holding I was holding 4 jobs then dahil sa na-trauma talaga ako So I was on AM, I was on PPCI TV, I was with Quadrasonic FM, and I was also teaching at San Sebastian. Yun. So wala nang goli yun. Wala nang goli-goli. Oo, kasi talagang nakakatakot talaga dahil 'di ba usong-uso noon, 'di ba? Di-deliveran tayo ng electric fan, ng queen size bed, 'di ba? Patak-patak. Ang dami kong babayaran nun.
Yung buti yung sa'yo, electric fan sa akin, YC Bikini Brief.
Paano naman? Ikaw yung man.
YC Bikini Brief.
Ayun. Pero George, allow me to acknowledge something. Ito, ngayon ako mag-thank you publicly. Nung nagkita kami accidentally ni Long Tall Howard sa daan, that changed my life. Totoo yan. Doon, nagka-leche-leche buhay ko. Hindi, pero no, it was Howard really who brought me into KB. Tapos pagkatapos nun yung sa BBC Channel 2, and the rest, as they say, is history. Oh, thank you, Howard.
Howard, Mukha naman.
Tan ta ta tan.
Alam mo, pag nagsasalita si Howard, parang Korean novela, no? Inahuhuli yung bibig.
Saka yung mga kung fu movies noon, mga kung fu. Di ba?
Okay, let's go back to Al. No? Yung amazing din, yung he's in Canada, he voices for a network here in the Philippines, and gaya nga na sinabi niya, wala nang kinuha. Siya na lang yung ibang klase din, you would even think na pwede pala yun, no? Yung how do you do it? Do you record? Tell us how many times a week do you record for GMA?
Nag-umpisa yan outside of GMA. I used to work with other companies. Tapos ang ginagawa ko, I usually go to the States every year, staying about a month, attending conferences. Doon nagkaroon kami ng problema dahil how are we going to do that? So doon ko pinimulan yung pag-record and sending the VOs through the internet. And then later on, naging ganun na yung kalakaran namin. And it's working up to now kasi gumaganda naman ngayon ang signals ng carrier internet signals.
So how long does it take you? Like how many hours of in a day do you spend doing this for GMA?
I do 2 sessions. One is a submission ng 12:00 ng tanghali at ang isa ay submission ng mga about 9 in the evening. Each session's length depends on how many scripts there are. So meron mga isang oras lang, meron 20 to 25 scripts. And then there are those extraordinary times when I had 65 scripts in one sitting. So, but siguro mga 25 or 30 on average. Siguro mga 1 hour, 1 hour 15, kasama na dun yung paglilinis, getting the good takes, removing the bad ones, and combining a couple of good ones, and ano lang.
All right, no? Yung 65 scripts. Peter, do you experience that in ABS-CBN? 65 scripts in one sitting?
Kagaya ni Al, we have 2 sessions, one at 12 noon and another one at 3 p.m. kasi meron akong program ng 4. Pero it doesn't take 1 hour. Siguro mas ang usual load ko is about 20 to 30 scripts per session. A bit less sa 3 p.m. Pero I remember my record pages is at one time is 109 pages. And, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Tapos,
yes.
I
remember,
take 60,
talking pages.
65.
We were talking pages. Yung one page can contain 1 to 3 scripts. So, walang pahingahan yun. And then, by the way, siguro kagaya din ni Al, lalo na ngayon na you can record remotely, nasa kontrata yon na if there's something very urgent, it doesn't matter whether it's Saturday or Sunday, they can, we need to voice wherever you are. Ngayon naman cellphone lang at saka external microphone, okay na yan eh. So yun ang aking pinagmamalaking record, 109 pages.
And Peter is usually out of town din, di ba, Peter? Dahil umuwi ka sa hometown mo.
Oo. Pre-pandemic, yes. Once every 2 weeks nasa Isabela ako eh.
But si Peter was known really to be one of the most prolific announcers. No? I remember one time, I was in Makati, in a studio in Makati. Tapos dumating siya. I was recording a documentary. Tapos dating siya, meron rin raw siyang i-record na 30 seconder yata for Unilever. Sabi ko, sige, ikaw na muna, no? Matatagalan pa 'to eh. Ano si Peter, ang ginagawa kasi niya, from ABS, tatakbo yan for a script in Makati, then babalik sa ABS-CBN. Remember, ganun naman eh, yung nag-ari eh, tawag, di ba? So what I did, I cut my recording muna, no? I interrupted my recording, nagkape muna ako. Take 3, tapos siya. So di okay, di ba? Everybody happy.
Thank you, George.
Ito naman, no? Yung he was really very prolific. And yun na nga eh, no? Yung talagang pang take 3 at the most. Yung take 3, safety na yun. Di ba?
Buti hindi mo siya siningil para sa kape.
Peter, si Bong Lapira. This is Bong Lapira. And I only do 1 take.
Grabe. Oo.
Iba yun.
Yun ang ano eh, no? Okay, Willy, sa'yo naman, ano? You somehow revolutionized voiceovers, no? Paano, instead of just doing voiceovers, ang ginawa mo, nag-rap ka eh, no? How did it come about? Did John Young accept it with violence or whatever?
No, actually, she knew that I was doing rapping already. I first did rapping when Rappers Delight came about. That was in late 79 to 80s. In fact, I did a recording, a medley of Good Times and Rappers Delight, which was turned into a single, and it was a cover version actually. So at that time, around 1980-81, Francis Magolona was still a student. And when he came out with a single in 1990, rapping was already done on radio. In fact, I, and then Rudolph Rivera and Happy Louie followed on BL. We were still on BL at that time. It was early 80s. Because we transferred to KC mga 85 na eh.
Yeah.
So in between that time, John already knew that I was already rapping. And then Coca-Cola caught onto it and sponsored actually. I was selling also for WBL at the time, and I contacted Coca-Cola sa Macan Erickson to do a bit for BL WBL, but they found it better to do it on Channel 9 on Jan Young's Pinawin. And Jan Young loved the idea because it would bring in revenues for Coca-Cola. And for 13 weeks, you were also one of our guests at the time. And I was on camera, and then there was a made up booth inside the studio, and it was Coke Radio. And then rapping caught on. Most of the contestants on that show I got from my radio show on WKC. They were those who called me up, like asking for requests. And if I find that they speak English well and they don't have pronunciation problems, and they can project themselves well while asking for a request, I would invite them to join the contest, and I would write their scripts, and all they have to do is just recite those scripts to a beat on camera. So, and one of those was Joe the Mango. Roland Sulit, who emerged as the champion actually. Naturally, I wanted to get him into KC at that time, WKC at that, but we had no opening. So I referred him to Bernie Buenaseda of WTM, who got him in. And Roland changed his name from Rollick and Roland, which I gave him on Coke Radio. He changed it to Joe the Mango on WTM at that time. Yeah, so in a way, he acknowledged it in the man that he owes his radio stint to Coke Radio and to that program. Yes, that was how it started. We were already rapping on WBL at the time, at the height of Rappers Delight.
Yeah,
and then,
very good. Now, lest we forget, oh, by the way. Weng de la Peña is tuned in. Is this the Weng de la Peña of Double B?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Hello, Wang.
Ang boses nito, he's watching right now, Wang de la Peña. Hello, Hillbilly Willy, no? So thank you, Wang de la Peña. I listen to you every day, no? And then, lest we forget, Bob Novales is also a voiceover announcer.
Yes.
Di
The
ba?
bug.
Of
Oh,
course.
no? Ano nga ba yung, ano mo? Anong perya? Saan perya?
Dahil sa tabi-tabi sa may mystery box lang ako. Pero nabanggit kanina ni Peter yung yung shuttling back and forth. Naranasan ko rin yan, no? Sometime in the late 80s, yung nandun ako sa ABS, meron akong show doon ng tanghali, kalatog pa rin yata yun. And on the other side of that building, yung Channel 4, ako naman network voice noon. Tapos tatakbo ko sa Channel 7 kasi doon ako nagbo-board sa WLS. So, paikot-ikot ako everyday yun, paikot-ikot. Ganun yung sistema.
Pero triangle lang yung Bob. Nasa triangle ka lang. Triangle, pwede mo nang i-jogging yun.
Hindi, nung pumasok pa yung racket ko sa Broadcast City, yung panggabi, meron din doon. So,
but that was fun, ano? That's the nice thing about voiceovers. We don't really have a set time. Although, yung talagang pressure set tayo because we have to show up, no? We have to show up whether we like it or not. Like what Peter said, kahit linggo yan, kasi hoda, no? Butin lang nga ngayon, you can record inside your car or in the bathroom or whatever, no? Now, let's go to Ed. Ed,
hi, Bob. Bobby Ante.
Si Bobby Ante, nakikinig.
Uy.
I'm having breakfast with you guys. Legend. Ayun. Let's go to Ed. Ed,
Teka lang,
don't you
medyo-
miss... Teka, ano yung may feedback? Ayun, okay na. Ed, can we see your face? Dahil off-cam ka. Ayun. Don't you miss what you've been doing before? Like, you're very busy now as Secretary General of ABAP, right? So, don't you ever miss doing something of this sort?
Ed, bago mo sagutin, merong
Nakamute din naman siya.
James. Merong komento si James na yung bagong ibig sabihin ng ABAP, hindi na Amateur Boxing Association of the Philippines. Tama ba?
Kung makakasalita
it's
si Ed.
actually Association of Boxing Alliances in the Philippines now.
Okay.
Ganun na.
Pero yun pa rin yun. Nagkakaproblema ako. I have both my phone and my iPad on kasi hindi ko marinig yung sa iPad eh. So I had to turn my phone on. But there's like parang feedback. Anyway, you were asking if I miss doing voiceover, and 150 is 150. Di ba?
Oo, hindi.
300 yun eh.
Yeah. No, pumalit sa akin yung inaanak ko si Bob Novales eh. When I got into the PBA, I had to let go of most of my voiceover gigs. But yeah, masaya yun eh. I remember with Bagong Kampiyon, naglalagari din ako noon eh. Kasi taping kami ng Bagong Kampiyon, mga 3 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the evening sa Broadcast City. Tapos 7 o'clock, Friday yun. Dati Saturday yung taping namin, ginawang Friday. Nataon Friday din yung live ng Vilma. So, bago mag 6 o'clock, sinasabi ko na kay Direk Alquin, sabi ko pwede hindi na ako mag-extra kasi tatakbo pa ako sa Vilma. Nasa Metropolitan Theater. Sa Maynila. So, that was quite a challenge. Pero hindi naman ako na-late masyado. Siguro mga once or twice, hindi ako nakapag-intro. Walang nagsabi na, the star.
Only the beginning. Tsaka yung only the beginning, folks.
Intro ko. Walang intro si Vilma Santos. Mga siguro once or twice lang naman. Nung minsan kasi, si Cesar Cosme at saka si Richard Merck nandun sa Bagong Kampiyon, wala akong kotse. Sabi nila, sumabay ka kasi guest si Richard. Sabi niya gano'n. Sige, sabay ako. Sabi ko, tama-tama, papuntang mas mabilis kung tayo. Alam nga, ang dami pa ng dinaanan ng dalawang yun, kung ano-anong mga dinaanan. Dumuting kami at 7:15. Hindi na talaga. Anyway, good times pa rin, good times. Yeah, I miss it.
Nag-high alay ka rin.
7 ang Bilma noon, di ba? 7?
Yeah.
7 o'clock yun.
Did you also do high alay?
Yeah.
Oh, kapag kinikwento ni
It
Jun
was,
Santa na
It was in the 70s. Actually, I started in broadcasting almost simultaneously with sportscasting kasi I started in Cebu, in a station called DYNC Nation Broadcasting. Tapos, sa gabi, may high alay coverage. Tinatawag lang nung tao namin sa high alay yung resulta. Nagkasakit. Tinanong ako ng station manager. Sabi niya, do you know high alay? So, yeah, I was from Letran. I used to study in Letran. Malapit lang yun. Stone's throw yun.
May ibig sabihin.
Kung malakas yung bumato, no? So I said, yeah. So pumunta ako. So for siguro mga 2 araw, nung kino-cover ko, tatawag ka, telepono lang eh. Tatawag ka, result for event number 1. Ganon. Tapos na. Sponsored by Marlboro eh. Okay na. Noon, naiinip na ako eh. Magtatawag ako ng resulta, naglaro. Pinlay-by-play ko. Pinlay-by-play ko. Kinabukasan, tinatawag ako ng station manager. What did you do, babae? What did you do last night? You turned it into a basketball game. Naiinip ako eh. Tawag ka lang. 1 minute ka lang magsasalita. Corny. Diba?
Biglang Manu, Oyarzabal, Frankeli, mga ganun na yung sinisigaw mo. Fernandez.
Mga ganun. Anyway, nagalitan ako. You will never do that. Ang bayad dun, 10 piso. Diba?
malaking dagdag sa monthly.
As DJ, ang sweldo ko ron, 1 peso an hour. So 4 hours ako, 4 na piso. This was way back in 1930. So
laki naman payola niya.
Nasisi ko, ba't ko ba nagawa yun?
Teka, nag-iisip si Howard eh. Ganun ba talaga nung 1930?
Tinatawag ulit ako ng station manager after 2 days nung pinagalitan niya ako. Medyo masama pa yung tsura niya. Sinabi sa akin, okay, you go back to the high alay tonight and you do what you did the other night. Ma'am, the sponsors liked it. Naging 12 pesos na ako noon. Gabi-gabi, 12, pare.
May pantaya ka sa special yabe.
Living high and mighty. Di ba? Yun, nakasaysayan ko.
Si Howard. Si Ed kasi 150. Yung sweldo mo, anong unang sweldo mo?
Wow. Sa radyo mas maganda. Yung radyo ko sa RBS.
Where did you start ba? Where did you start?
210, 100. Tapos bababa sa kantin, ika-cash mo doon. Oo nga eh, ba't ganun? Kanina pa yan eh. Anyway, pupunta ka sa kantin, tapos ika-cash mo, may bawas pa.
Bakit?
Bawas?
Bakit may bawas?
Baka may pumapayola.
May yung kanina.
Payola in reverse.
Baliktad.
We'll be right back with Howard Medina and
Sino ba broadband
Sorry,
provider mo, Howard?
Andali, ayusin ko, andali ha.
ayusin mo. May flyers ka ba dyan?
I don't know what happened this morning eh. I don't know what happened. Naka 100 na nga ako, ganito pa eh. Naglolo ko eh, I don't know. It must be the line, I don't know.
Ayun. Paano interesado kami doon sa buhay mo eh. Yung talaga makulay yun eh. So, sana maayos yung... Hindi, paano? You started in radio ngayon, no? What radio station did you first get into?
The first station I joined was by accident RBS. I was in a band and we had a TV channel 7 And
Bits and
I had a
pieces.
friend of mine who came back to Manila, the son of Bob Stewart. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
bits and
Jody?
pieces. Tapos Bob Stewart's son, Jody, came back. Jody, and then Emilio Tuason, they all came back from studying in Australia. And Jody comes up to me and said, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a long time." And we bum around in the radio station. We send away the DJ, and it started radio. After a few months of doing that, whenever you wanted to go on the air, we send away the DJ. And then, so one time, the personnel comes up to me, sign up, sign these papers, you're a DJ now. Just like that. So that was the accident that happened to me. That's how I got into radio.
Mhm. And then you also joined Manila Broadcasting, right?
Yes, because we got fired from Channel 7. We went on strike for the first. Our president at that time was Orly Mercado sa Union, and we struck, and we all got kicked out. So I joined MBC at that time, DZMB.
With Mike Enriquez, right? Mike was there also.
Oh, Mike wasn't there yet. He joined later. He came in from DCPI from LaSalle. Mike joined DCPI, a sister company, and then he moved over to MB.
Mhm. I remember this picture of yours, the group picture of MB guys. You were wearing a poncho. Why were you wearing a poncho?
Oh, because it was one of my businesses. We had opening at that time, my wife and I. So it was one of the products, and I was just putting it.
Endorsement pala yun.
Display.
Okay.
Bebenta.
Kakulambo.
Ayun.
Hindi ako pakakainin ng asawa ko.
Ito magandang question. Si Al kasi is known for, his flawless English. Well, lahat naman tayo, especially those who came from RT, talagang grabe nun, yung the Mike Pedero training and everything. Now, Al, nagulat ako when you were in GMA already, and then you were speaking in really flawless Filipino also. Did you find the transition difficult or was it natural for you? Paano? Kahit tayo, I remember pag nagiinuman tayo, Inglesan pa rin tayo na Inglesan nun eh.
No problem in the switching. Okay lang naman because that's what you spoke at home, both English and Tagalog. So no, I didn't have a difficult time. Siguro yung mga writer nagkaroon ng difficult time sa akin because I would correct their wrong Tagalog.
Oh, okay.
They probably didn't know. My parents are from Bataan, so Tagalog na Tagalog ako. So pagdating ko sa mga naman yung mga younger generation, yung kanilang Tagalog talagang nakatabingin ganun hindi tama pati pronunciation mali. So yeah, Teddy,
you were supposed to ask.
May question ako kay especially kay Al at kay Peter. Comparing it to voiceover sa commercials at saka voiceover sa station IDs tsaka programs, di ba mas maliit ang bayad siguro ninyo kung pag-consume ng oras sa station ID tsaka voiceover sa program pluggings? Pero mas tumatagal kayo. Katulad yung dalawa, decades na di ba? Tama? Kasi na-identify na kayo doon sa TV station. Unlike yung commercials per project.
Yeah, siguro paano ba natin sasabihin yon na the difference would just be probably kung between a commercial, an ad, and doing it for the network, iba yung bayad syempre doon sa ad, no? Doon sa network meron ka ng naka-assign na whatever talent fee that is. I don't know the situation of Peter sa ABS. Pero sa amin, you know, meron ka ng fee. It doesn't matter how much you do, that fee remains the same. Pero pag gawa ng ad, then you can name your cost. Whatever they offer you, you can do something about it, going up or something better. So, yun. I don't know si Peter kung paano.
Yeah. Peter, ikaw, siya yung ano no, yung very iconic yung bayan. Maraming. Yung mga ganon, di ba?
Yeah, oo.
Ito na ang talent fee ko.
Napansin nyo medyo deliberate yung pag-explain ni Al kasi maraming mga confidential issues dyan eh.
That's true.
Oo. Hindi, ganito yan.
Nakakadalawa ka na. Yung una, payola. Ito pangalawa.
Medyo ano yan eh. Sabi nga nila, di ba, you know, it's complicated. pero ganito yan, no? Sa mga voiceovers, let's say for ABS-CBN, no, bultuhan yan. So ibig sabihin, you know, you get a fixed talent fee every 15 days, ganon. Pero ito yung maganda diyan. Iba-ibang departamento, iba-ibang talent fee. Iba-ibang business units, iba-ibang talent fee. Kapag may pumasok na credit mention or a commercial mention doon sa plug, iba rin yun. Tapos, and of course, meron pa ding, sa kontrata at least namin, I don't know with Al, siguro okay din yung kay Al, we can still do commercials, audiovisual presentations, basta't hindi lang competitive sa aming mother company, which is ABS-CBN and its affiliates or subsidiaries. Yun, ganun yun.
No, you brought that up. Maganda yun eh. Paano I was also voiceover of GMA, tapos GMA Super Show, Martin After Dark, etc. No? And that was my contention before. Like sa GMA Super Show, alam mo na, GMA Super Show would like to thank mga 15 minutes yatang
Dami ni Kuya George.
Tapos yung iba pinapabasa sa akin yung buong script talaga ng commercial. And they said that was part of the deal, no? And I was complaining before, and Kuya Germs was so nice enough to say, yeah, dapat may separate pay yan, ganon, ano. Which brings
pupunta tayo sa mga
which brings us to that, ano. Like for instance, si Bob, Bob does ASAP, right? Used to do ASAP, and
I still do.
Okay. So babalik ka bukas.
Recorded naman. So okay.
Recorded. So ganon, ano, how do you deal with that?
Is that a question directed to me?
Yes.
Tapos si Willy kasi ganun din sa Spinowin eh. Pinababasa din siya nung mga ex-deals.
Ex-deal ko, no? Ganon.
Well, in cases like what Al mentioned, yung kung ano yung napag-usapan nyo kasi, kahit gaano kahaba pa yung bigay sa'yo, kailangan mo panindigan yan. Like si Willy, isang buong portion yung kanya. I don't know if he was paid for that portion by the client or by the program. No? Yan, Willy, sige, please.
There was a special talent fee set aside for that one. Because I tried to sell it for radio at the time. And then when Coca-Cola opted to do it for TV. So, and then since I was going to do all the scripts anyway, and
on-cam ka pa, diba? On-cam ka rin eh. So you're essentially a host. Sure.
Yeah. Pero maybe going back to what Teddy was asking kanina, parang ano yan eh, swelduhan ka sa kontrata. They're both okay. Sa swelduhan ka, you get it regularly, 15 and 30. Pero it encompasses everything that will, all the scripts that are included in those so many hours that you need to do. Tapos yung mga kontrata, although malaki sila, at saka very specific, yung mga contracts na yun, hindi sila naaasahan on a regular basis. Kaya malaki sila. More or less, ganun lang ang explanation doon. And Peter and Al nailed it like that. Ganun talaga yun. Without without going into specific detail.
Yeah. And in all fairness din, yung Peter and Al have maintained that kumbaga yung reputation of no matter what you say, the voices of Peter and Al have somehow carried the reputation of the two networks. Yung credibility,
They are the voice of the network.
Hindi mo maalis yun eh. More than anything else, the voices of Al and Peter are the images of GMA and ABS-CBN. Like, we feel so fortunate that we've worked with you at one time in the not so distant past.
Ako naman, George, habol ko, I grew up with Howard. Siya naririnig ko talaga sa Eat
Yeah.
Bulaga. At saka, hanggang ngayon, iniisip ko pa rin, the Eat Bulaga Prize Gallery. Ito na, tuloy na si Howard.
Mga kalahating oras yun.
Mga 5 gaps naman. 5 gaps of 10 minutes.
Pero alam mo, guys, lamang tayo kila Peter pati kay Al. Si Al and kay Al pati kay Peter, because they are so recognized as the voice of their own network. They're doomed. Doon na sila. Hindi na sila pwede pumasok sa ibang network. May pag-asa pa tayo.
Oo nga eh. Kaya alala ko nung 80s, boses lang ni Peter ang maririnig ko sa radio TV, all the commercials and everything.
Yeah.
Parang nagkaroon siya ng sariling radio program 24 hours a day.
Ang yaman yan.
Oo, grabe.
Oo.
Manyaman, abe, Diyos ko.
Teka,
maidagdag ko lang, George, maidagdag ko lang sa binanggit ni Willy. Totoo yun, alam mo, maikwento ko lang sa inyo na marami ako naririnig na halimbawa merong bagong commercial, mag-pitch yung mga taga-ahensya ng mga pangalan. Sabi niya, yung boses na yan, okay yan. Sabi, sir, si Peter Musñgi po yan. Sino si Peter Musñgi? Yung taga ABS-CBN. Wag yan, mahal yan. Ubus ka agad.
Akala ko ba, na-prejudge ka na kaagad?
Tama yan.
Nakakatawa pero it really happens, no, na parang the brand equity kasi of ABS-CBN and GMA, no, napakalaki kasi. So akala nila lahat ng nagtatrabaho sa ABS-CBN and GMA napakalaki rin ng talent fee. Totoo yun kay Al.
Yun pala, totoo, no?
Totoo kay Al.
Ba't kailan Mami Payola?
Pero masabi ko lang, George, yung sa mga credit mentions, yung mga casual mentions, di ba? Nung panahon ko, when I left, wala pang walang extra pay yun eh. Yun nga, paminsan-minsan babatuhan ka ng produkto. Kaya hanggang ngayon, YC Bikini Brick ang gamit ko. Lifetime supply yata binigay sa akin eh.
Saka mga patis, pare, mga patis.
Alcohol.
At ang walang kamatayang birch tree. Master Sardines.
Yun.
Dati basta kung talent fee mo 150 ka lang. Tapat sa bayan yun. May withholding pa na 20% bigay sa'yo.
Exactly.
Hindi makalimutan ni Ed yung 150.
Ako may tanong ako, nabanggit ni Ed yung 150 na yun. Nakaranas ba kayo when you do program plugs, guys? Anybody could answer. Na may price coordinator na siya yung nagbibigay ng talent fee sa'yo at hindi yung program. Price coordinator. Remember that? Namimiss ko yun. Naghahanap ako ng gano'n.
At saka binibigay sa'yo pailalim. Pailalim binibigay sa'yo.
Pailalim.
Itong para sa'yo.
Literally, nagre-recording ako
ito para sa'yo.
Hindi. Totoo yan. Totoo yan kasi minsan yung mga spills natin, maikli lang yun di ba? Minsan yung price coordinator nagdadagdag ng mga ilan line. Doon ka kumikita.
Usually, phone number lang yun. O kaya, available at, di ba?
Para
load. Mga ganun.
Oo. Natipayan yung 150. Maisingit ko lang yung 150. nasa Channel 13 kami noon sa Broadcast City. Si Ed yata yung VIP voiceover noon eh. Umabsent. Kinuha ko voiceover. Tapos sabi niya, ito na yung 150 mo. Tuwan-tuwa ako noon, no? 150 cash. Tapos the day after, napag-usapan namin sa KB89. Sabi ko, magkano ba yung spinner? Siyempre, dapat voice-over, mas malaki kaysa sa spinner, di ba? Si Ruben Katsawan yung spinner.
Si Ruben.
Pucha, 300 si Ruben Katsawan.
Malaki yung
150 ang voice-over. 300 si Ruben Katsawan.
Si Ruben naman yun.
Oy, sumalangit nawa.
Oo. Kaibigan natin yun,
Kasi yung mga show kay Howard nun kinikwento niya Howard, kamusta yung bakery mo? Si Ruben yun.
Kamusta nga pala yung bakery mo, Howard?
Dito Panadero.
Sarado na.
Sarado na?
We retired, and right now we're just leasing the space. There are 4 restaurants or renting from me now. Mas maganda yung walang problema.
Wala,
Mahirap
yung
magpatala
balak mong
ng
beer
negosyo
house,
ngayon.
ayaw mo na. Di ba balak mo yung beer garden talaga literally doon sa garden nyo?
No, I wanted to put up
Nakatulog.
Wala.
Yan talaga maganda eh.
recently. Nawala na naman, sorry.
Video na ba sa Elvis?
Namamatay na.
Video na ba sa Elvis?
May tanong mo. May importanteng tanong ako muna. Kasi kayo nga yung icons ng voiceover sa Pilipinas.
May problema yung ano ko eh.
Sige, ikaw muna.
Yun.
Game, sige. Sige, Howard.
Go, Howard.
Don't be shy.
I don't hear you.
Ay, patay.
Ikaw na, Denny.
Sorry, I didn't get...
Para natutulog lang no?
Hindi, sa aking question. Yung question ko ngayon, kayo yung icons na nga veterans sa field. Ngayon, yung mga aspiring voice-over talents, meron bang pwedeng training school o nagbibigay kayo ng seminar, webinar na pwede nilang salihan para naman mahasa?
Wala namang ganyan. Paano naman tayo?
Hira ka naman. Konti na lang ang trabaho available eh.
Ika nga ng 1970s, panahon ng bakuran.
Kami ng kalaban.
Hindi, mga maid na kayo mga maid na.
Hindi, George, pwedeng racket din yan.
Oo nga Pwede yan.
Oy, si Bob Novales, nagtuturo yan ng
broadcasting school
voice.
ng ABS.
Oo, sa ABS-CBN University. Oo.
Okay, 101 si Peter yung 201. So yung tumapo sa akin, qualified na para kay Peter. Yun yung progression namin sa university. Ibang racket yun.
Iba yun. Pero yes, magkasama kami sa ABS-CBN University ni Bob. And ang diyan kasi ang feeling ko lang ewan ko, iba-iba kasi yung estilo, di ba? Hindi naman como, this is one of the first lessons I learned na hindi ko mo DJ ka, kaya mo nang mag-commercial. Hindi ko mo kaya mo nang mag-commercial, kaya mo nang mag-movie trailer. At hindi ko mo alam mo nang mag-movie trailer, alam mo nang mag-narrate ng AVP. Parang parang it's like taking up commerce and you're majoring in marketing, accounting, di ba? Right. Finance. Oo. And maidagdag ko lang kasi natutuwa ako doon sa sinabi ni Al kanina na he did not have any trouble switching from, the usual 99.5 RT. Tapos biglang magtatagalog ka. Actually, Tagalog kami sa pamilya namin, Nueva Ecija, Bulacan, Isabela. Pero ang hirap talagang mag-switch sa announcing in Tagalog na magiging credible ka. So I just wanted to share with you na pag rumarakit ako sa Makati, pagbalik ko ng gabi, nakikinig ako sa DCRH ng drama para yung bitaw ng Tagalog, alam mo kung saan ka magpo-pause, saan ka magi-stress, paano ang pacing, paano kung, kasi remember nung mangyari yung switch from English merchandising to Tagalog, was
Philippine.
actually, it happened in Broadcast City. Doon nagsisimula yon, no? Remember, nagkaroon ng first Tagalog newscast sa Channel 9.
Isinawika.
Oo.
Newswatch ba yun, Peter?
Yes, tama. Sina Helen Vela yata, sumalangit na wano, ha?
Yeah.
Ang nagsimula nun, if I remember correctly, Ed, was si Salvi Casino. When Salvi Casino entered ABS-CBN back in 1987 yata, binigyan niya ako ng copy for $1 million movies, which is basically US movies, in Tagalog. Akala ko joke time. And that's where it all started, no? And it was a very good time also because habang nag-switch to Tagalog, yung mga advertising agencies and production houses were also following suit. So kung minsan yung script, English and Tagalog, in the same script. Kaya nakakatuwa na tayo ngayon, no? We can easily switch from Tagalog to English and vice versa, na hindi nararamdaman na, nagpapanggap ka lang hindi ka naman marunong talagang English. So I just wanted to share that, yung evolution nung ikaw ba 99.5 RT o DZMM, yung mga gano'n. Salamat.
So tayo yung announcers version ni LeBron James, yung palipat-lipat ng play na.
Tama.
Magandang training yun, magandang training.
Kaya ba yung pag nag-ano si Peter ng bayan, parang RH din, di ba? Celia, saan tayo pupunta ngayon? Di ba?
Yes, oo.
Ganun eh.
I remember Sev Sarmenta brought this up, one of our road tours, Peter, sa MBA dati. Paano kaya ako yung pamilya mo, puro voiceovers? Paano kayo magbatian sa umaga? Kakain na ba kayo?
Tama yun, oo.
So, does anyone in your family, did anyone in your family go to broadcast? The same industry? Really? May mga anak ka ba na nag-ano? Did you discourage them or talagang lang? They didn't want to.
Who's this, George? Sinong kausap?
Si Hill.
Hill.
I wish one of my sons I tried to encourage any of my kids to join me in the profession. Pero they all ended up in the call center. And my advice and the light, it's a good thing. Kasi they rose to very high position.
Good.
And ako nag-apply sa kanila. I remember the time when I was seriously considering one of my children to join me as a co-host on RJ when I was still with RJ. Nagkaroon siya bigla na, and she was ready. And I know she was ready. And she got an offer.
Nawala.
No. Let's go to Howard. Howard, yung kids mo din, di ba? They're all, one of your kids is an executive in a BPO. Howard?
Well, my youngest is with the BPO. But my two other boys, my boys are both made. One is, I'm very happy about that. My eldest is number 2 in the banking business, one of the major banks, and then my other son is a country head of Terra Data in the Philippines.
Oh, okay. Congratulations for that. No, so nobody followed your footsteps or anything. You didn't encourage them or discourage them or whatever.
Thank God they didn't. I did not want them to follow my journey into whatever we have now.
I see. Okay, going back to Willy Hill. Before you were cut off, you were saying that your daughter was supposed to join you.
At the last minute, she got an offer, and then I remember telling them expressly, those who were in the call center, mark my words, in 5 years, this call center business will be nothing again. Of course, I ate my words. And now ako nag-apply sa kanila because they became vice presidents and stuff like that, and operations manager. Yeah, but it makes me feel I was in the wrong business. Yeah. But it's some of my grandchildren want to, because because of this Facebook thing, and they see me, and then although they heard stories from their parents, they want to go into broadcasting. And to me, I said it's better just stick to social media. You can do your thing, broadcasting and podcasting and everything. So I think that's where some of them are going.
What about you, Ed? You have kids?
Oo naman. Ano mo kala mo?
Galit agad, galit.
Well, my youngest daughter dabbled in television. She worked for a major television production company. She was a writer and producer, but that lasted several years, and then I don't know. She finally got tired of it, I guess. So she's a full-time marketing photography person now. The others, what I guess because I never really tried to influence them any which way. I told them whatever makes you happy. One of my daughters is a preschool teacher, and for a while I was worried because I said there's no money in that, but I see how happy she is. So, that's her choice, and she's happy, and I'm happy for her. So okay na yun. As far as I'm concerned, so long as they're living the life that they want to live, and yeah, good, well and good. Um, it's not that I'm not grateful to the profession, if you can call it that, if you can call our gigs a profession. I am very much grateful because I wouldn't even have landed this job that I have now if it weren't for broadcasting, because I met Mr. Pangilinan, MVP, when I was interviewing him, and somehow he felt that he could count on me to run the association which he had just gotten into, which is this ABAP, no, Boxing Association, and it's been 11 years since that time. And although siguro in the early years, maybe after 2 or 3 years, I really couldn't resist going behind the mic, and I still did some small gigs, with TV5. Uh, Being behind the mic has always been an obsession almost with me. It started when I was in third grade, when my dad gifted me with a transistor radio. Nakadikit na yung ganyang kalaking transistor radio, yung Felda.
Ay,
Nakadikit
Felda,
sa,
oo.
nakadikit sa tenga ko yun. Every spare time that I have. And sa gabi, under the sheets pa yun kasi nagagalit na yung nanay ko, bakit nakikinig pa rin ako sa radyo. Which brings me to a point that Peter brought up, no? Yung transition from English to Tagalog. I'm Bisaya. I was born in Tacloban, yes.
Waray talaga.
And my mother was Uray, my father was Cebuano, my wife is Ilongga. I'm confused. So I could translate because I spoke to my mom in Waray, I spoke to my dad in Cebuano, I spoke to my siblings in Tagalog, and then of course in school you were mandated to speak in English, di ba? And because I like speaking behind the mic, I was always pretending, yung to be a DJ, to be a news reporter. Fan ako ng Radyo Patrol noon. Nila Ernie Baron, nila Jun Ricafrante.
Ricafrente.
Si Jun Frantic dahil di ba yung binabagay namin kayo ng haba ng kasunod new at ako natin nakakaibigan ang isang kotse na flat. Yung lang naman ang babalita nyo, frantic na frantic pa eh. And my first job actually was in the Constitutional Convention of 1971 sa Manila Hotel. Walang kinalaman sa broadcasting. But somehow, naipasok ko rin kasi pagkatapos ng session, naglalabasan ng mga delegado sa lobby, di ba? Hihintayin yung kotse. Meron doon nakabarong na mama, may mikropono, bilib na bilib ako kasi kilala niya lahat ng mga delegado. So tinatawag niya yung sa speak louder, di ba? Car of Delegate Magsaysay, car of gano'n na siya, titignan niya, car of Delegate Garcia, car of Delegate Reyes.
Teka muna, ilang daan yun, Ed? Dami na, 200 yata.
Oo. Nakakalabit ka na, boss, pwede ko dyan. Gusto ko yun, bilib na bilib ako ron. Sabi ko, pwede ko dyan. Pinahawak naman niya ako, kaya hindi ko nga kilala lahat ng delegado. Kilala mo yung mga mukha eh.
Sana plate number na lang sinabi mo.
Mas mahirap yata. Pero anyway, so it's been in my blood for the longest time. Like I said, from my growing up years. So hindi mo matanggal no. But as far as my children were concerned, they know. I mean, they saw me, they heard me doing my gigs, but somehow it didn't appeal to them. But that's okay. Okay lang.
Let me go into George. Etong nobela pinadala ni Weng de la Peña.
Yan, okay yan.
Meron na siyang tanong doon sa ilalim kasi na-intriga sila.
Para akong teenager ngayon, nakatulala sa mga gods of voiceovers. Thanks for inspiring many of us from the probinsya, blah, blah, blah. Weng de la Peña, of course, has the golden voice of Double B now. Maiba lang, paano kayo nanligaw noon ng babae? Idinamba nyo sa boses o sa gandang lalaki?
Good night, folks.
Yan ang tinatawag. May tawag dyan noon, di ba? Especially nung DJ pa tayong lahat, di ba? Yun ang tinatawag na puryuhan. Alam mo yung puryuhan? This is This is for you. Hindi nila alam. Di ba? Basta sila lahat yung puryuhan.
Han lang dapat. Dalawa lang yun eh. Either Han o Babe. No? Huwag kang magsasabi ng pangalan. Dapat Babe o Han.
Listen to the love song Obladi Oblada.
This is dedicated to the one I love, and they are the following.
And this one's for you. The one sitting there for you, folks.
Peter, ikaw. Paano naligaw?
Hindi eh. Alam mo, galing sa totoo lang, maniwala kayo sa hindi, galing ako sa seminaryo eh. So, hindi ako yung kagaya ni Brother Wayne na walang sinabi tuwing mag-i-intro kundi hello, Angel. Apat pala yung Angel.
Makakarating yan.
So hindi, pero honestly, talagang talaga noon yung ating La Vida Boca hindi pa uso nun yung phrase na pera-pera lang yan eh. Pero pera-pera lang talaga eh. Kailangan di ba? Pag nagtatanong ako sa mga naalala nyo si Dynamic Vic? Si Vic sa Balbaro?
Vic sa Balbaro.
Oo. Minsan may mga kasama kaming tatawag na, pare, puntahan mo naman ako dito sa Dahlia. Kinapos ako.
Guys,
Sumalangit nawa.
Banggitin pala natin dapat yung original voice-over ng original Kwarta o Kahon. Kilala nyo ba yon?
Si Vic Morales.
Vic Morales.
Si Manok, yeah. Tawang-tawa ako doon sa may anecdote ako doon na napanood ko talaga kasi yan eh. Alam mo yung tugtog nung 70s, yung King Kong, gumaganon. Pinasok ng spinner yon siya ang nasa frame. Dapat mag-aanaw siya nun. So sabi ni Vic, Uy, wag kang ganyan ha, magagalit yung mga fans ko. Pasok si Tito Pepe. Tito Pepe sa kanya, sabi niya, lahat naman ng fans mo, patay na eh.
Grabe.
Ako napanood ko rin kasi live. Kawarta o kahon. Siguro 7 years old ako. Sa Roas Boulevard pa yung ABS. Pasay. Roas Boulevard. Kasi
So, matagal na nga yun, ano?
matagal na.
Dewey Boulevard ba yun? Dewey Boulevard.
Dewey Boulevard. Tapos tama ba ang tawag kay Vic nung mga host? Kaliskes. Vic
Isda.
Kaliskes Morales.
Kaliskes. Pero alam mo, si Vic Morales, no, among all the senior announcers, senior naman sa atin yan back in the 60s and 70s, may hierarchy eh. Di ba? Lahat ng mga senior mo, kailangan, parang fraternity noon eh. Pag sinabi sa'yo, produce mo ako ng Coke, di ba? Huwag kang magtatanong asan ng pera.
Oo.
Produce mo yun. Di ba? Ganun eh.
Pinakabili ka na eh, hingi ka pang pera.
Oo. Si Vic Morales, never yung ganyan. He treated everybody equally. Yun ang masasabi ko sa matanda ngayon. Lahat patas-patas. Yung iba talagang taking advantage eh. Di ba?
Oo.
Papabili ng Marlboro Blue, hindi ba? Marlboro Blue ha. Dapat sa Pasay Road nasa Quezon City ka.
Alala ko yun, one of our former colleagues also, hiniraman siya ng kotse. Di ba? Pero susi, di ba? Susi hinihiram na, hindi yung kotse. Pero susi. Yun. Umakyat sa Baguio, hindi nagsabit sa Baguio. Anong araw, wala sa kanya yung kotse.
Ang pangalan ba nun eh, yung pa itatago natin sa pangalang Howard?
No, hindi ako si Peter, hinihiraman ko ng kotse yan. Pag nasira yung kotse ko, hinihiraman ko ng kotse si Peter. Ang bait na. Bibigyan ka pa niyang panggasolina.
Wow.
Ganun karaming pera yan, pare.
Oo nga eh, di ba?
Oo, yan.
Matabo no? Pero ako,
Oo.
nadala ako doon sa hiram-hiram eh. Meron ako hiraman niya, ewan ko kilala niyo si Jun Santana.
Ayun,
Si Jun. Ang kotse niya noon, 2-door na Fiat, yung Fiat 500.
Yung mukhang karo na Magnolia.
Yung cambio nandito sa dashboard ng gagaling.
Yeah.
May date ako eh, di ba? May date ako na. Hinirap ko yung kotse. Kaya sabi ko, ako na bahala sa gasolina. 5 piso lang naman gasolina, kaya. Okay na, kasama ko na yung date ko. Pag andar namin, bawat preno ko, ma-andar yung wiper. Trick yung araw. Ayoko na yung engine brake na. Tapos yung bintana, dito ko lang walang bukasan, merong 2x2 na kahoy. Sa kagaling yung kahoy, bok.
Dapat yung kay Peter hiniram mo.
Yun na nga. Yun naman ang mali ko doon. Yun ang mali.
Hindi, mali actually si Howard.
Mercedes-Benz pare, mahirap na.
Hindi, ang ibig patungkulan ni Howard, si Bambi Fonasher. Na araw-araw iba ang Porsche. Hindi ako yung
Tanya. Pasingit lang. Bago ko makalimutan, kinukumusta kayong lahat ni Bambi Fonasher.
Ni Bambi.
Kaninang hapon.
DJ Michaels, kumusta ka na, DJ Michaels?
Hello to everybody. Alalahanin naman daw nito siya.
Si Bambi.
Malaki na.
Si Bambi.
Oo. Kasama natin yan na Howard sa KB89.
May nagtanong kanina, may nakita akong kanina, tinatanong si Ed Lagman. Klase ko yun in high school and elementary sa Letran. He is in LA. He has a program live streaming parang Filipino something. Nakalimutan ko lang yung pangalan ng pero yeah, he's still at it. Although may negosyo siyang iba. Pero meron silang programa. 3 silang hosts ng radio program, radio live streaming program. Yun.
Teka, meron ako no. Ito, let's go to yung mga what we may call the challenges of our profession. Like yung sa GMA Super Show, madalas ko ma-experience to dati. GMA Super Show would like to thank the following. Di haba, di ba? Mga sponsors. Biglang papatayin yung studio lights. Tapos wala ka mabasa.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Di ba? Yung moyosi pa ako noon, di lighter. No, lighter ang gagamitin. Tapos ito naman yung yung floor director, hihilain yung kamay mo para sindihan yung papel.
The classic
Oo.
Normal yan, normal.
Classic burn the script.
Lito Balquedra, ganun ang ginawa sa akin sa LS eh. Nagbabasa ako ng news. Pinatay lahat ng ilaw. Sinindihan ko yung lighter ko. Tinulungan niya ako. Nagsindi siya ng lighter. Sinindihan yung papel. So, ang bilis ng newscast.
Tapos pagkatapos ng newscast, isang palampag na malakas.
Oo. Hindi lang yun. Tutugtugin mo na yung plaka. Wala na yung karayom ng plaka.
Well, in line with that,
classic.
I'm sure yung mga program voiceovers, tsaka yung mga nagvo-voiceover na meron tao sa gilid, naranasan nyo na yung nakatitig sa inyo, yung taong nandun sa harap. Of course, napafascinate siguro yung iba. Yung iba naman talagang nakatitig lang for the sake of tinitingnan kung yung how.
Wala yun.
How do you feel
Yung iba-
pagka ganun? How do you feel?
Okay lang yun eh. Yung iba kasi, ginaganyan ka eh. Hurry up.
Floor director.
Dalian mo.
So, ikaw na rin.
Ako naman sa Bulaga, I was recorded. I record in the evening. I don't do it live, except for special shows like Araneta. And that's where the accidents happened. There was one time when there was a major production. Ang intro ang pinahatid sa inyo ng pinaka-super wheel. Pag open ng mic sa akin, yung pwesto pala nasa tapat ng isang monitor speaker. Nataranta ako ngayon. Sabi ko, ang hatid sa inyo ng pinaka-wheel. Nakatingin sa akin si Vic Soto, sabi niya, patay mali na lang. Pero it happens pag alive talaga, di ba?
Yun na nga eh. So, nag-voiceover ka pala sa Araneta Avenue, saan doon?
Anong punerarya yun? Crematorium.
Hindi. Ang matindi dyan, nagbabasa ka ng skill mo. Okay? So, may mamadali sa'yo, tapos may prize coordinator na nagsusulat ng script sa bandang hulihan.
Napandagdag.
Na bagong ka-approve lang.
Dagdag.
Dagdag.
Hindi kompleto yung script. If you fill in the blanks mo yun. Ngayon ang matindi ro.
Hulaan mo.
Tsaka talagang dadagdagan mo na, aadiban mo na lang talaga.
Yun ang... Si Peter, nangyayari ba sa iyo yan? Sa mga Sharon Cuneta show mo? Do you have any horror stories?
Not really a horror story, pero I remember one time, kasi mahigit 10 years yata ako sa Sharon Cuneta show. Sino pa nauna sa akin dun? Was it Ed Picson? Sino nauna?
Sharon sa ABS?
Hindi, sa IBC. Sa IBC. Si Peter kasi sa ABS.
Sa IBC.
Oo. So meron akong pinalitan. Meron ako nasulot.
Baka si Conrad.
Pwede. Pwede si Conrad.
Ayun.
Oo.
Si Conrad.
Conrad was of course superstar sa kay Nora Honor. Ayun.
Anyway, after so many years, alam mo na kung ano mangyayari sa Sharon Cuneta show. Halos na-memorize mo na yung mga linya, di ba? And then one time, I was reading Reader's Digest. Tumatakbo yung show. Nadaanan ako ni Martin Rivera. Sabi niya, "What are you reading?" Sabi ko, "Reader's Digest." "My God," sabi niya, "the show is ongoing and you're reading Reader's Digest?" Sabi ko, "What do you want? Should it be the Bible?" Or, pero, you know, that's Sunday, no? I think the lesson there is that ang dami-dami mo nang ginagawa. Okay ka naman na, di ba? Pero, for the love of, dahil masaya ang Sharon Cuneta show, mabait ng mga production staff, you still do it on a Sunday. Diba? So talagang ito yung tinatawag talaga na 24/7 diba? 365.
Dedication.
Wala nang day off ito. Basta yan ang natutunan ko kay Howard. Sa ngalan ng pera.
Ngalan ng salapi.
Sa ngalan ng 150.
Peter,
150.
kahit na hahamakin mo.
Oo, pag mahigpit ang pangangailangan. Kapit.
150 ang hinahabol. Yun lang pala yun. 150. May magandang tanong dito si Mary Ann Liwag Hilado. Meron bang female announcer? Of course.
Si Rona Raroque.
Rona, yeah.
Rona was my DJ sa XB, tapos nag-BBC 2 yan. Naging newscaster pa yan, di ba, Ed?
Yeah.
Sa BBC, no? And then, of course,
Helen.
si Helen Bella.
Yeah. That's right.
And Bingo. And Bingo, of course.
And sino yung sa GMA natin?
Oh, hi, Jeric.
Sa ngayon, si Shirley Escalante.
Yeah, Shirley.
Shirley.
Yeah.
And before that, si Joy Ralios.
Yeah, tsaka si Germ Luis.
Si Germ,
mami ni Mike.
Yeah.
So marami rin,
Si Fe Arellano.
Si Fe, right. Actually,
Gina.
yun na nga yung Gina, she's listening sa Florida. She was asking na bakit puro lalaki na naman ang guest nyo? Hindi ba kayo nag-guest ng babae dyan? Because ever since it started, puro
natatakot?
lalaki
Wala kami kinalaman dyan.
Sabi ko, in a future episode, sila
Next
Pinky
week.
naman, Inka, Lindy, yung mga ganon, So that's they're gonna be our guests in a
Divine
future
Pascual.
episode. Si Divine Pascual.
Yeah.
Divine. Yes.
Divine.
This question is directed at Peter from Jeric Mariano. Guest din natin dati sa Tax.
Hala.
Ikwento mo nga yung pinaiyak mong talent ko nung nagre-record tayo ng dialects.
Yun.
Hindi. Wala naman yata. Wala akong maalala. But let me share this. Siguro pareho din ng kay Al, no? May kasi, sa tinagal-tagal ng pagvo-voice over, meron na tayong value added. Sabi nga, di ba, sa dinami-dami ng scripts na binabasa mo, siguro naman alam mo na kung ano ang tama at mali. At kung tama man yan, tama ba yung pagkaka-phrase? Tama ba yung ginagamit ng mga kataga? Because at the end of the day, hindi ka lang voice over. Dapat copy checker ka rin.
Yep.
Wag mong babasahin yung alam mong mali.
Yes.
That's rule number 1. Number 2, you're actually voice acting, di ba? Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung iharap na script sa'yo, bigyan mo ng buhay. I-dramatize mo. Paano mo i-dramatize kung sa first 2 lines pa lang, may mali na. Oo. Di ba? Wala na, sira na yung because when you're voicing and I'm sure all you guys experience this, no? When you're voicing 10, 20, 30 scripts in one sitting, minsan naka-autopilot ka na no?
Yeah.
But when you're watching out kasi medyo nagka-typo na, medyo the subject and predicate are quarreling, wala na, nasisira na yung yung focus mo. And I remember one time, I woke up on the wrong side of bed. Meron talagang, I correct it when I can, no? Pero pag nakatatlong mali ka na, hindi na tama yun. So, nilukot ko, tsaka tinapong ko sa basura. Ayun.
Diva.
Nagalit.
Sabi sa iyo Can afford.
Umiyak tuloy.
In defense of what Peter mentioned, naman kasi, it's not like ganun kami. It's more like, dinanas din namin kasi yan nung bata kami. Yun yung inabot din namin yan, yung mga nabubulyawan ka, napapalitan yung gagawin mo kasi may mali. Doon kami natututo So I guess, yun din ang principle niyan pagka merong writer o kaya bago na announcer na kailangan bulyawan. Or kung hindi man bulyawan, sabihan ng maayos. Yun.
But he woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah, na-tsempohan ka di ba?
Hindi
natalo yung tayo mo kagabi, di ba?
Sa mga nanonood, mali po yun. Okay?
Yeah.
Mali yung writing niya. ang ibig ko sabihin. Kaya no, there are standards that we need to keep. Okay?
Yes.
So, hindi naman po sa nagpapabida. Ikaw naman, VO lang eh. Oo, pero ang madami kasi ang voice. And you want to feel confident that what you're voicing is at that certain time and day, tama. No, because marami ka pang i-voice. Ewan ko, I'd like to throw it to Al. What's your experience, Al?
Yeah, yun na nga eh. Paano, Al, I'm sure you've experienced directors or sometimes hindi naman director, PA ng director, na kino-correct yung pronunciation mo kahit na alam mo, mali yung gusto niyang gawin. No? So, how do you deal with that?
Pinasabi niya.
Siguro, baka pareho kami ni Peter siguro. Ako I don't work under any directors. I direct myself, and I guess that si Peter is the same. Ako ang problema ko mostly is grammatical errors. Lalo na pag English yung script.
Yes.
Meron pa akong isang ginawa, kailan lang.
Let me just add to what
na kinorek ko yung pagkakabasa. A day after, may nag-email, pinapaulit-uli sa akin in the same way, the same script. So, ang ginawa ko, I replied to the email and I said, please check your grammar. Your grammar is wrong. Nung pagbalik sa akin ng email, ay, oo nga pala sir, sorry po, sige po, wag na, ayos na. So it's mostly that, grammar sa Tagalog, grammar sa o use of words, subject, predicate na nagbabangayan, yung mga gano'n.
Yun ang ano eh, yung, especially nga sa English, no, like I had a director gano'n, no, yung pinapa-pronounce ganito, and then it went all the way to my showing him the dictionary. Ito yung pronunciation, no, gano'n. Eh hindi, kaya lang, ang naiintindihan ng tao, ganito eh. Ituturo mo sa tao, mali. Masakit ng boses ko yung ginagamit mo, di ba?
Buti nga ngayon, may Google na.
Yung genuine at saka genuine.
Di ba? Di ba? Yung Seiko Wallet.
Nito ay genuine.
Ganon. Willy, you were gonna say...
Depende.
Oh, before you do, Willy. Hi,
wait,
Buddy
Lo. Hey, buddy. How are you?
Yes. Hello.
Meron pang sino...
Go, Willy.
Si Willy, may sinasabi.
Si George, ako nakakalimutan ko tuloy. Pare, I have the mental alertness of a parrot these days. But anyway, I just want to add to what Al and Peter said. Our profession, like many others, is not for the faint-hearted. We will always be corrected, and we will make corrections, and we will be corrected. It is not for the faint-hearted, sensitive, because we want to make our work count. We want to strive for excellence. Even in the media, we cannot stand for mediocrity. Yun lang,
yes,
di ba?
Hindi pwede na yan.
Yes, hindi pwede na yan. Pero George, i-add this, pag yung may-ari mismo, o nagbabayad ng talent fee, nagsabi, ganito ang pronunciation niya. Pare, wag mo na ipipilit yung dictionary.
I wanna go back. Kaya yata yung mga produkto dati, kamay soap. Di ba? Yung mga ganun eh. Hindi kamay. Kaya siguro ganun eh. Yung may-ari nagsabi, kamay na.
Hindi, ang pinakamasakit no, pag naririnig na, uy, grabe ka naman, di mo naman kinorek yung pronunciation mo dun sa ano. Yeah. You're carrying the di ba?
Yeah, ganun talaga.
Yun ang balancing act dun eh.
may tanong ako sa inyo lahat. Di ba yung mga singers, nag-aalaga syempre ng boses, kayo ganun din. Di ba may singers ayaw uminom ng tubig na may yelo or anything na may yelo? Ganon din ba sa inyo pag-alaga ng boses?
Ako, pag scotch, hindi ako nag-yelo.
Tumpak. lalo na kung single malt.
Wow. I will drink to that.
Walang yaka. Buti ka
si Alan kasi ang nandito ng gabi.
Oh.
Okay.
How do you take care of your voice, Al? Dati kasi you used to smoke. We used to smoke, right? And drink.
That's the only thing I dropped, smoking, because it's really bad for you. Drinking, yes, I dropped it too because my doctor told me to.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I have zero.
Bud zero.
Pfizer zero.
About zero. Right.
No, there are no special things that I do. Nothing.
What about iced water or whatever? Like, I personally, I don't care. I drink iced water.
Yeah,
Sometimes
me too.
it even makes it better.
Me too. Yeah.
Ganon. Ikaw, Pedro, how do you take care of your voice? That iconic voice of yours.
Well, you have to live a holy life, George. Kailangan
A holy with a WHOLLY.
Kailangan maagang matulog, 'di ba? Wag sigaw ng sigaw. Wag masyadong napakalamig ang iniinom lagi. And I think also na kailangan malaking bagay. This is no secret. Gusto ko lang i-share para do sa mga nanonood sa atin, The miking technique is very important, very crucial 'yan. Kahit na maganda ang boses mo, kung hindi ka marunong gumamit ng mikropono, wala din 'yan.
Exactly.
Okay, so now, para do sa mga gusto mag-enroll sa aking miking technique class,
Murang-mura lang.
merong
Magkano
pandemic,
tuition?
Pandemic promo. Sorry. Very cheap. Okay.
Howard, ikaw, how do you take care of your voice? Ano yun?
Ano yun?
Party line. May party line.
Party line.
Parang natutulog lang.
I
Ay,
Wala.
hintayin muna natin siya
Mag-animate.
Ed, what up? Si Ed muna, Ed.
I was never conscious about my voice, no? Rightly or wrongly. Sa akin nun, tama yung sinabi ni Peter. Kailangan, you should know how to use the mic to your advantage. Diba? I don't have that deep baritone that Howard or George would have, but I get by with what I have by, I think, sounding pleasant enough, or like when I was doing sports, especially with the PBA, you just learn how to go with the excitement of the game, or try to make a boring game exciting by the use of your voice, diba? So ang idol ko noon sa mic technique, yung Freddie Cochran. I remember. Ang lapit ng diba? Ang ganda ng dating nung isipin mo, mga ribbon type pa yung mga yung mga microphone, mga RCA, hindi ba? But he had a fantastic way of using the mic. Yun ang mga idol.
Yun na nga, hindi ba sinasabi, even if you have a Neumann, the most expensive mic in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, forget it. Di ba? Ganon din, no? At saka yun, tama si Ed, yung even if you don't have a baritone voice, a really deep voice, ang importante, how your voice projects. It has to be pleasant to the listener. What about you, Gil?
May klase ka na rin, George. May voiceover class na rin.
Sa akin, actually, sa master class ko, iti-take up namin yan. New episodes every Thursday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Hill, ikaw. Hill, ikaw.
Boy, plugging.
There was one guy.
I never paid attention. Go ahead, Howard.
Go ahead, Willy.
Yeah,
Willy.
Okay, I never paid any attention to the advice given to me by many people, including family, who said pay close attention to how you use your voice, take care of your voice. I drank cold water even during spills. I smoked a lot during those days, and I had no regard whatsoever how to take care of your voice properly. It's only now I'll come to realize the wisdom of the ages, yung mga sinasabing holy, you have to have a holy life. Now that we're at this stage in our life when you appreciate what else you got left. Pero noon, wala. You just make your money and then you live life and have fun and do your thing and try to make your work count. Pero yeah, miking is very, very important. I just want to be as natural as I can. I never thought my voice was good. I just wanted to be relatable. I just wanted to be understood, auditorially understood at once, clearly understood right at the start. Ayun lang gusto kong mangyari. If you're able to get anything across, okay na. Howard.
Long Tol. You have a really huge voice.
I remember one of the guys, my seniors, and he was the voice of almost all major commercials. Si Kim Ramos, Peter.
Yeah, Kim.
Yeah,
or
Kim.
Di ba? Yun sa akin ng idol. Oh, yun ang pagdating sa voicing. Magaling talaga yun.
Yun na nga.
Meno Dalo sa lalamunan.
Si ano pa, si Jess de Colongon. Di ba? Yung Jess de Colongon, isa pa rin yun.
Nonoy David. No?
Nonoy David,
yeah.
Freddy Dandan.
Correct.
At saka syempre, the voice of the Bong Lapira and the voice of Marlboro, syempre, no?
Wala pa rin tatalo kay Kuya Cesar.
Kuya Cesar. Sino pa? Bobby lang. Di ba?
Ito lang yan.
Bobby na.
Kakiko.
Sikat, di ba? Kakiko.
Ayan, Kakiko, yeah.
Kakiko.
Yun. Si Kakiko, yung old ABS, the new ABS, si Peter. Yun. Weng de la Peña, of course.
I-share ko lang, nabanggit si Kakiko, George and Bob and Teddy. I-share ko lang na I remember asking Kakiko, sabi ko, kailan ka komportableng mag-voice? Sabi niya, sa gabi. Sabi ko, bakit hindi sa umaga? Hindi, masyadong rough pa yung vocal cords ko sa umaga. Sa gabi, relax na. Conversely, ako naman, mas gusto ko sa umaga kaysa sa gabi. Kasi sa gabi, gas-gas na. Oo. So, sa mga nanonood ngayon, when kailangan malaman ninyo yung sweet time na tinatawag. Yeah. Kung kailan buo ang boses mo, di ba? Tapos may texture at hindi tunog pagod. Ayan. Yun lang.
Very good.
May bayad na yun.
Galit si Ed.
Kayo nahulog kayo. Nahulog kayo.
Okay.
Sabi yun. Okay, Al, you started in radio. Tell us your history sa radio naman muna. Yung para the viewers will have an idea. Paano ba nangyari yan? Paano umabot sa GMA na nag-umpisa sa radyo?
Ano ba nangyari yan? My first radio station was Joseph Odreal's DWAW.
Oh, okay.
AM.
AM pa.
Buendia.
Sa Bautista.
Pagkatapos noon, I left for a while.
Diba?
Ha? Si Ed. Doon ko unang bisor ko nga si Ed. Doon. Hindi ako hiniriman ng susi niya.
Swerte ka. Nag-resign ka agad.
Pagkatapos noon, I had a while training with DZBM. Pagkatapos doon, I don't know, somebody told me that they needed people at DWRT FM sa Quezon City noon.
Welcome.
Doon kami nagsama ni Duroy na pagka umuulan, tinutulak namin yung kotse niya.
Tama yun. Totoo yun. Oo.
Ayun. Pagkatapos noon, a year after being employed in DWRT in QC, in 1976, the station burned down. Pumasok ako, pagtingin ko sa building, usok na. And then no job after that, so I did odd things. And then a couple of years, tumawag si Mike Pedero uli, saying, come to Pacific Bank Building in Makati. And Mike and myself started RT. Started getting, nakita kami ni Eric Eloriaga. Tapos tayo, George, nagkita tayo doon. After that, other radio stations in 1984, 85, I went to other radio stations. And then did many things like Peter and Bob. I was a professor in the College of Communications at PUP.
Yeah, PUP, right.
And some other places. And so many hats. Pero yun talaga, si Raymond Miranda was one of my jocks in a radio station back in 86 or
KY.
87, I think. Oh, yeah, KY.
KY.
No, doon kami nakita ni Raymond. The next time we saw each other, he was, after he left Disney in Singapore, he came back home and became a vice president for merchandising in GMA. And then he asked me to join. Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Ed? Where did you get started in the business? WAW ba? Is your first station?
No. As I said earlier, my first gig really was with a station, a pop station in Cebu.
Okay.
And then I had a sideline as a sportscaster kuno sa High Alay. And then, I was recalled to Manila by my mom because I was supposed to study in Cebu. Because my lola was near death at the time, and my dad said, "Go take care of your lola," and then at the same time, go to college there. So instead of going to college, nag-audition ako. And then when I was found out, uwi ako ng Manila. So when I came back to Manila, I enrolled sa UST. And then nagkaroon ng opening sa Broadcast Plaza, DWWO. Si Ronnie Quintos ang Bisorgoron. Kami nila Jimmy Sarenas, Dave Bumalsa, Boy Wilson, Helen Vidal, yun. Kami. And then, yun, WAW kay Rebueno. And then Ronnie Quintos again got me back for kay Bong Lapira. He introduced me to Bong Lapira who put up Media Monitor Manila. Ano ba yun? WWE tsaka WXB. And then I went to DCHP at the Hilton. And then we moved to Philcomsen as DCHP FM. Kami nagtayo noon, DCHP FM. And then finally WKFM. Yun, kasama ko sila Brother Wayne, Jing Magsaysay, Ronnie Malig, Dodi Lacuna, etc. No? Yun yung kumbaga laging most memorable namin kasi we started the trend, yung jazz.
Yes,
the jazz trend in the early 80s, which also brought in a lot of jazz artists. Kaya daming kumitang mga concert producers, mga record producers, because it was a new genre. It was new, but I mean, wasn't really getting any airplay at that time. But we started it, and it was pretty big for a while until we folded up in '84. And then, yun nga, early this year, nag-zoom kami nila Jing, Wayne, Pinky, Villarama, who's in Sydney, inuman. And then Jing proposed, sabi niya, alam mo, marami pa nagtatanong about our music ganon. Sabi, okay. So we put up a Facebook page, and in the first month alone, we had 6,000 subscribers. in the first 28 days actually. And then it grew exponentially, and then yung hinak na kami. Dahil napapansin na kami, hinak na kami. So we're moving to a new format, and this month ibabalik namin. Because it's a lot of fun. Let's face it. You won't get into this business if you don't believe in yourself. Selling yourself as a voice talent, as a voice on the airwaves, takes a lot of guts, takes a lot of self-confidence, and believe sa sarili. Di ba? So it feels good when you get the feedback that you want, when you have listeners, when you have so-called fans, di ba? And people who recognize your name. Kahit na hindi ka nakikita, di ba? Ikaw ba yun? Ikaw ba si Ed Picson? Di ba? Visit ka, di ba? Whatever reactions you get, that means that your work was somehow appreciated, and it's a feel good thing. Up to this moment, we're in our senior years. Masarap pa rin pakinggan eh. Masarap pa rin ang pakiramdam when you know that somehow, sometime, we made a mark.
Yep.
No matter how small it was, it really warms the heart.
Very nice. What about you, Willy? Where did you get started?
My early career started in DCSA, Republic Supermarket, for a short while, and then I joined Pascual, sila Wild Vic. And then from there, I applied sa WBL, where I stayed for 16 years, and Double L. And then we transferred to WKC in 1985. We started it until 86, and then until 2001. I retired, then went back to RJ, did 4 years there, and then I accepted a job as a network sales manager at Energy FM, where I also became the station manager of Energy FM. And then shortly after that, we started Wish FM. We transitioned from the masa-based basta naging Wish FM siya. And then Retro at 105.9. I guess I'm the only broadcaster who managed 3 consecutively placed FM stations. 105.9, 106.7, and 107.5.
Yes.
I managed 3 stations side by side in a span of about 5 years. Until that's where I am now.
Yeah. Balasin na. Wala si Howard, oh.
Pati si Peter nawala.
Peter, nawala.
Peter nawala din.
Dito ako.
Willy,
Ayun, Howard.
Willy, hindi mo nabanggit yung DCG. Umextra na ako doon, di ba? Yung DCG mo.
Saan? DCG FM. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yung DCG mo.
Ed Picson was one of our guest jock.
Yung kating-kate.
Oh.
Ano yun? Kating-kate? Ano yung kating-kate, Ed?
Kating-kate maka-microphone. Kasi matagal na na bakante eh. Kaya excited eh. Kaya pag ng mic, puro bakil.
I had a portion there where we guested DJs from long ago who have not been on radio for a long time, and we'd be there to help them. And all they go is go on the air, reconnect with their former listeners, and then there'd be people who would help them out, man the board. And Ed Picson was one of them, and I'm very grateful to him because he didn't give us a hard time in saying yes. May talent fee naman, kahit paano, di ba?
Alam mo, Willy, sinabi mo yung long ago, si Ed sinabi, senior years. Yung sinasabi niya, si Howard ngumingiwi eh.
Oo. And I purposely put him near the end. Paano mahaba-haba history nito eh. Howard, tell us your history in broadcast.
Oh my God.
No, bukas
Oh
na
my God.
matatapos.
I started in I started in RBS Channel 7 on DZFF. Pagkatapos I moved over after getting kicked out after the strike. I moved over to DZBM, and then I moved over to DZMB. From MB, martial law was declared. I lost my job. 3 months after, I was on RPN with Bingo Lacson and Rafi Mejia. And I stayed in Broadcast City forever, and until I conned Joe, our general manager of IBC, to go after the last FM frequency, 89.1, and when we got it, I moved over to 89.1, and then
KB.
I beat KB, and then Peter and I moved over to ABS-CBN when they opened up after the revolution. And then I lost my job after 1 year. Then George came in with his job with the guys there. Peter lang naiwan doon, matatag yan eh. Anyway, I moved over to I put up a group of uh, popular DJs of the 80s and 70s. Hillbilly Willy was one of them. Bobby Ante,
Boses.
Steve O'Neill, and so on. In RJ. But prior to that, in '98, I remember Naldi Castro calls me up and says, "Why don't you join us?" And then I looked at the lineup of the DJs, puro tito ko. Sila Ed Mercado, Bong Lapira, Art Calindes, and the whole roster of the seniors. And he made me the boss. He made me the the program director. Puro tiyo ko yung mga yun eh. Well, that started my career in RJ, which I left. And then came back with Hillbilly Willy, and we did good. Di ba, Willy? We did good there.
Oh yeah.
And then I had quite a gap. And Peter calls me one day, and this is the guy who's responsible for my going on the air in Tagalog. He tried me out on MM on the patrol to pinch it for June Banaag. And when I was on the air for a few months, Mike Enriquez calls me up, and that's the reason why I'm with Double B now.
Oh, okay. So you're doing night shift now for Double B, right?
Yeah. I had to move. I requested Mike for the night shift. Number one, because I had to go to the studio, and this is pandemic time, and during the daytime, there's a lot of people there. Secondly, we were on the air on television, which was a no-no for, listen to this, guys, this is new. When you go on Facebook Live and you play music, you're dead. They take it out. They cut you off. Okay? And on the other hand, for my case and Eddie Elardes, we were the only guys on Double B that were playing music. And Mike tells me we have a problem because the technicality of royalties on playing music on video is a different story. If you put up a picture or an album cover, we can get sued. And the network wasn't, they didn't like the idea. So I requested Mike to move me over to the nighttime, which I'm very happy about, because there it's only me and my PA and nobody else. So it's good because this is pandemic time.
All right. So going over to Peter, did you start in QL?
QL, no. If I have to start from the very beginning, it was in Isabela. Kasi totoo yun. Totoo, in one small boxy type of a radio station that used to be managed by my sister and my brother-in-law. Lagi silang kulang ng mga annunciators kasi walang pera eh. Kukunti lang ang commercials eh. So sabi nila, kung nagbabakasyon ka naman, every summer vacation, alika, dito ka, mag-board ka ng 8 o'clock in the evening up to 9. Sabi niya, talaga? Sabi ko, sige, mahilig na ako magpatugtog ng mga plaka nun. Sabi ko, kahit na anong gusto kong tugtugin, okay lang? Sabi ng ate ko, okay lang. Pero, sabi niya, wag na wag kang mag-a-adlib. Sabi ko, time check? Kahit na time check? Oo, kahit na time check. Wag na wag mong bubuksan yung microphone switch na yan. So, ayun, doon ako nagsimula, walang aircon, nasa kabilang kwarto yung transmitter na pagkainit-init, it was more of a sauna than a radio station. Pero binabayaran ako tuwing Friday after 5 days ng 20 pesos na pinambibili naman namin ng pansit ng barkada ko sa pansiteria sa aming bayan.
Buti hindi talaga sa tela si Howard.
Ayun, so moving to Manila.
Walang payola, pare.
Wala. Binibigyan ako ng yung mga, alam mo yung mga 45s na itatapon na? O yan, mamili ka na dyan bago itapon. Ayun. Pero I think that's where the love for broadcasting was born, kasi sabi ko, wow, tinutugtog mo na yung mga paborito mong music, binabayaran ka pa. Aba. Oo. So, moving to Manila, it was, again, while in college, my first official job was with DZYK-FM 101.9. Dalawa lang ang FM noon. Para dun sa mga millennials na nanonood, Dalawa na nga lang ang FM, kung bakit nagsisiksikan pa sa gitna. 101.9 ang ABS-CBN, yung Makati Broadcasting was 101.1, di ba? Kung naman, bakante lahat ng frequencies, nagsisiksikan kayo sa 101. So dun nagsimula siguro yung love affair ko with ABS-CBN, because I badly need to say this. 34 years na ako with ABS-CBN, not counting that 1972 short stint before martial law was declared. So, next year, I think it will be my 35th already. So, meron na namang service award. Sana.
Congratulations. And then after martial law, how did you get back to radio?
After it became very clear that yung mga kasama ko sina Johnny De Leon, mga taga DZQL, Diwaw, Joey De Leon was there also, Ike Lozada. Aba, hindi na talaga makapasok, nandun kami sa labas, naghihintay. And loyalty then, as it is now, talagang napakalakas for ABS-CBN. There's something about working for ABS-CBN without disparaging anybody. Na you just want to be there. It's home. So ang nangyari doon after several months, sila, yung ibang mga taga ABS-CBN sumusweldo pa rin kahit na off the air na kami dahil sa yung mga revenue, collectibles, receivables from the advertising agencies, actually binibigay ng mga Lopezes na pansweldo dun sa mga kanilang talents and employees. Ako naman bago lang nun. Kaya I think I went to, sa RT, DWRT. Actually, DZTR pa yun nung araw Kailangan nila ng news writer. So I came in as a news writer. And then sabi nung minsan nag-absent yata yung newscaster. Sabi niya, kaya bang mag-newscast? Sabi ko, di subukan. And then from there, nag-transition na from DZTR to DWRT. That's where I met Mike and Al. And I don't know whether Al will remember this, nag-blood comp pa kami noon dahil mawawala, nasunog nga Nag-blood comp pa kami before that, na sabi, we were very close, I hope Al felt the same way, hindi lang. So we were a tight-knit gang. Sabi namin noon, blood compact tayo ha. Magkakahiwa-hiwalay tayo, but we will take over networks.
Yeah.
And in a way, that's what happened, no, Al? No?
Yeah.
You're lording it over GMA. And ako naman
yes. Right.
Peter, mahilig ka talaga sa Lord. Mahilig ka sa Lord.
pero
Okay.
pero meron din akong Peter. So Peter din ako, Peter Alan
Oo nga,
Cayetano, ganun.
oo. But nag-overtime na tayo, no? Anong overtime natin? Malaki-laki na rin, ano?
15. 15.
Kala ko nga hanggang bukas to.
Oo nga.
Hoy, kailangan dapat may part 2 ito, George. Bob.
Sige. Anuin natin to, no? Magpa-part 2. But just to tell our friends, November 7th, we're gonna have Ryan Cayabyab and Celeste Legaspi.
Ooh.
No? But we're not gonna talk about their present careers. We're gonna be talking about their roots to roots kuno, no? Ambivalent crowd days, etc., etc. So that's something we can look forward to. Next week, we're gonna have the dancers, no? Hindi yung dancer ng heartbeat. Ito yung mga choreographers like Bicor dancers, way dancers, yung mga ganyan, ano?
Pwede
So
kaming
that's gonna
pwede kaming voice-over intro nila. Gusto mo?
Sige, yun.
Parang
AMW dancer.
Para talaga
Talent free.
talent free.
So yun, no? So that's gonna be that's our schedule for the next few weeks. And again, once in broadcasting, always in broadcasting, no? And makikita dito sa mga guests natin today that they really are what everybody seems to be saying, icons of broadcast. So parting words, starting with Howard.
I don't know. The only thing I can say is for those guys who are watching us now and who would like to be in the same industry as we are, don't worry about it. Just try and you'll get there.
Very good. Thank you. What about Ed?
Well, first of all, thank you to you guys, Bob, George, and Teddy, for this opportunity. Sabi ko nga kanina, any chance I get, kating-kati tayo pagka mga ganitong pagkakataon, ginagrab ko to because they come, far and wide these days. But it's always been, I guess, for all of us, it's in our blood. We can never turn our backs on it. It was pretty good to all of us. I can see that we all did well, using God-given talent, and making good use of it. So I'm very thankful to the Lord for giving me this, the same way that you guys have it. And I hope there will be more of us, and I hope there will be more opportunities for those who dare to get into this profession. It's been good, and I really appreciate the fact that somehow it gave us not only a sense of being recognized, but also a sense of accomplishment somehow. It's a really good feeling.
Very good. Al?
Okay. Siguro merong isang tanong na I thought was going to be asked pero hindi na itanong, which is about the network wars, at least between ABS-CBN and GMA. But what I can say is, even in the middle or at the height of the network wars, ang alam ng mga tao ganun, merong network war. Pero pagdating sa mga tao sa loob ng network, magkakaibigan, and one very good example is Peter and myself. I did not forget that blood compact, and I can say the same thing with everyone in attendance here. We know each other. Some we work together, but we know each other, and that camaraderie is there, and I don't think it'll ever go. And that's very admirable, and yun po para sa lahat ng nanonood o nakikinig. Magandang gabi sa akin, magandang umaga sa inyo.
Thank you. Willy, Hill.
I take great I you guys for putting this together, and I take pride in hobnobbing again and meeting with co-professionals, co-performers who strive for excellence in their work. You don't know how good it is for things like this to happen, eh, even while the pandemic is going on. It's something that we can't even do when there is no pandemic, and it's only the pandemic that somehow has gotten us all together. So the three of you, thank you, you hosts, and I want to thank all of the those who texted and who watched the morning flight, the bangers, Malumaroto, Art Tere, Lot, Raquel, Yeng, Sila Marie, Bartolome, Andy Acosta, Weng de la Peña, and I want to thank my hosts also here in Balasin who do an excellent job. The CEO, Mike Aspirin, and his wife. Charu are who are good friends and inspiration to us all. This is my favorite hideaway, the place where you'll always have more time. 7 or 8 countries in one island, and they have a special promo, pare. Talk to my friend, Mike Aspirin. They have reduced membership rates available.
We'll take you up on that. We'll take you up on that.
Nag-casual
Alright.
mention pa rin.
Pare, ano yun eh? Voiceover.
Oh, old habits die hard.
May greetings pang kasama.
Rumarakit
Life
pa.
is hard.
Pedro, what about you?
Well, what can I say? Maraming salamat, kapamilya. Bob, George, Teddy, thank you for inviting us. Howard, Willy, Al, Ed, as you can see, grabe itong you've rounded up not only a treasure trove of talent, but a treasure trove of memories as well. And I'm curious, sana magkaroon ng part 2 ito. Pwede naman sa 2022, ganon, para malaman natin kung sino talaga matibay sa atin, di ba?
Because a lot of people have been asking for part 2, so definitely magpa-part 2 tayo.
Yan. Okay. So siguro naman pwede nang umedi sa part 2, di ba? Thank you everybody. It's ang sarap ng pakiramdam. The people I grew up with, the people I struggled with are here. At ganun pa rin ang mga boses, ha? Oh, nakakatuwa. So siguro just konti na lang I just wanted to say thank you very much to all the people who have directly or indirectly supported us. Kasi kung hindi naman talaga effective yung pagiging DJ natin, announcer, voiceover, I don't think we'd really last this business. So it's such a huge blessing to be able to do our craft in this day and age. And I hope one of these days also hindi na online, hindi na virtual. We can get together para, di ba, inuman na. So, thank you very much. And maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Forever, kapamilya.
Thank you so much. Okay, Teddy.
Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga bisita natin. Meron lang akong konting komento sa sinabi ni Peter. Damang-dama namin yung mga binitawan mong salita. Nung ano ba tamang term doon? Nung nag-i-struggle sa Kongreso hanggang sa mawala kayo sa ere. Maraming salamat, Sir Peter. Sir Hilly, Sir Ed Picson, Sir Howard, Sir at yung ating
sineser kayo.
Ganun.
Yung ating yung Boomers Banquet na face mask, sana mapadala namin sa inyo to.
Okay.
Baya kay Bob at saka kay George.
Free pick-up. Free pick-up.
I-deliver sila sa inyo live.
Free pick-up yan, ha? Courtesy of sino gumawa ng Boomers Banquet sa Facebook?
Si Lolo
Roy Ordiales.
Roy Ordiales ng Design Makati.
Design Makati. Okay, Bob. Bob, are you with us?
Yes. Salamat sa ating mga bisita na star-studded tayo today. Those voices as we keep parading about, sinasabi namin yung mga boses na kinalakihan nyo. The legends are here. And we've had inquiries about those other voices na hindi available ngayon. It's not because mahirap lang kasi talagang isiksik, no? Given the lineup. Kasi puhunan edad eh. Anyway, no, there are others, mga contemporaries namin who should be here, like Ricky Dizon for one, Channel 13. Kaya lang, mahirap, mailap daw, sabi ni George, mahirap hanapin. And as for the other names mentioned, especially yung mga females, we'll try to bring him in for a part 2 or part 3 or part 4. Kung ano man yung magandang usapan, as long as we're talking about the good old days, it's always a relief for us, especially during this time na talagang ang dalas nating mag-isa eh. Or natatangi lang tayong nakaupo sa bahay o kung ano man yung ginagawang trabaho. Pero kailangan natin to for relief eh. And I hope you all will be with us again sa susunod. Yung mga bisita namin, thank you. Thank you very much. Peter, Willy, Ed, Ninong Ed, Howard, and of course Al. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of
Thank
course,
you.
we'd like to thank Serie Restaurant for supporting us also. And again, there's going to be a part 2 with these guys. There's going to be a part 1 for the lady voiceovers and maybe the younger voiceovers of this generation. People have been asking about Michael Knight also, yung mga ganon. So we'll try to fit them in. Marami pa namang episodes, marami Sabado pa. Stay with us every Saturday. Boomer's Banquet. This was conceptualized because we want to make you feel good during the pandemic. That's all we want to do. Make
George,
you look back and reminisce. Yes.
Isang pahabol para matuwa si Peter. Sana sa part 2 ng episode na to may bago ng Lord. Doon sa palasyo.
Ayos, no? Sinundot pa rin. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much. Good night, God bless, at Mayorende Glorians.